Well, good evening. It's the 15th of March, 9:15 p.m. in Vernon, British Columbia. And we're starting to get spring. It's warming up, there's no doubt about that. Officially, spring is next weekend, no, or 20th, Monday. So a few more days. Whether it's spring or not, I don't know, but it's going to be officially spring. When I moved in here on the 1st of February, this is at the Vernon Rest Home in Vernon, British Columbia. I was, pretty leery about it. I mean, but the thing is, uh, the thing is, I guess I'm getting kind of used to it. But when I moved in here, I didn't realize, everything that goes on in here. I think it was about 4 or 5 days ago now, we had a power outage. And I noticed, the lights went off, everything went off. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I was in here for a while. I couldn't do anything, but it was on my cell phone and I was looking at that. Didn't affect that. And I went out in the hallway and it was completely dark. And the fire doors were closed. And I thought, well, what the heck? No lights in the hallway, whatever. Units are dark. And so I went and opened up, the fire door and went walking out on the hallway to the dining room, the kitchen, and whatever else. And they're rushing around and trying to figure out what they're going to do for dinner, for lunch, because they said that nobody, people were there like 11 o'clock wandering around. They said, don't sit down at the tables because we have to clear all the tables and we're going to have to and then they put on plastic knives and forks, paper cups, and what else? Some small dishes of some kind because their kitchen was shut down. Now, it came back on around 12, which wasn't too bad, but I did not realize that they didn't have a power generator backup. And to me that was just strange because usually places like this have that. The one I was in before for 14 years had one for sure, and they basically now have two. But I this place has been running for 59 years and without a generator. But I told the manager here, I said, I think I'm going to look into seeing what I can do to get one donated or something. And he said, well, we've got by this long. He said, yes, but I said, times have changed now. When they built this place, I don't think hardly anybody had a cell phone. And I said, now everything is, if you don't have power, you're pretty screwed. You can't connect. You can't get your phone charged. You can't, no internet, no nothing. I said, it's a lot different now. And so I don't know. I'm going to go to BC Hydro and I'm going to ask them if they would come and do an assessment on this building. It has 50 units, and see what size of a generator would be required here. And then I'm going to I'm going to check around and see if there's such a thing as some way of funding this. And it may take a while, but I'll get bug a few people, and just see what happens. Because they can give a tax receipt here. They're a non-profit business, and it's giving a donation here is depending on what your tax bracket is. you know, you could get a pretty big, it'll be whatever your tax bracket is the deduction you're going to get. So there may be someone who, you know, there was someone who donated all windows in this place, and I think it cost him $48,000, and it was one donor. So, you know, a generator is not that much, maybe around 20,000 something maybe. I don't think over 20. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if it, you know, if it's if I'm able to do this. Like, I mean, if there's any funding available, I mean, there seems to be funding available for a lot of things. I guess if we were Indians, we'd get it right away. But we're not. Yeah, that's the sad part. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too long tonight. I'm supposed to do these things, you know, up a little more time on them, but I don't know. I don't. Well, I usually just have one subject, and I don't want to go off on a whole bunch more. So with spring coming, which is a good thing, eh? That is such a thing. People, you know, people are so affected by the weather, and especially spring. Spring is like, you know, a new start to the year and everything, and some people, I believe, are affected more by that than others. Some are more, I guess, maybe sensitive to it than others. I mean, I've tried to realize, you know, how wonderful this cycle is. I mean, we live in a four cycle weather cycle in this country, and you know, it's been pretty good actually. You know, I mean, it's not warm all the time, but we grow things, and we can grow just about anything. I mean, where it's warm, it's usually poor soil and no soil. And, you know, what do you take? You trade that off for somebody who can grow all kinds of stuff? I mean, being warm is a good thing, but the thing is here, if you want and you are able, you can be here in the best time of year. This summertime in British Columbia is, you can't get better. You know, it's great weather, great climate, and if you can afford it, or if you can wangle it, you can always go to where the warm weather is in the winter. You don't have to be here all winter if you don't want to. And sometimes you can do it darn near as cheap as staying here. Maybe not quite, but I mean, things have gone up, way up now. I mean, not even a couple of years ago it was pretty reasonable. Now even flights down to Mexico and everything are way double what they used to be. Anyway, 8 minutes and 42 seconds. And, you know, if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great. I would appreciate that. But it's up to you. Thank you very much. Goodbye and God bless.